That really kind of, if you want to set a breakaway, the part of the game was a big play by Tyler Horsham on the breakaway layup.
Back in action here in the third quarter at Roy S. Anderson, the second night of the Eaton Electrical Round Robin Tournament. Railers looking to even their record at 1-1. Morton will start with the basketball, heading to the end of the court near us. Dullard fires a three. That's up and good. And so early offense from Morton. Dullard now with 6. And just that quickly, the lead has been cut in half to 16-13.
Yeah, and really they've done a pretty good job of shooting the ball, especially from the three-point line. They've got 3 makes now and 13 points, so 9 out of the 13 coming off from the three-point line.
Cook in the corner, out to Bobby. Bobby's going to drive in, had his shot blocked away, and an offensive foul is going to be whistled on Bobby. Edward trying to be aggressive, and that's the second charge we've seen the Railers pick up tonight, being aggressive. I guess the one good thing about that play, it's first foul on Edward.
And he's doing something going toward the hoop. I don't have a problem with getting a charge called if you're going to the basket, being aggressive, looking offensive, and that's what Edward is doing. We're just not accustomed to doing it, and we got to figure out ways to step around the charge.
So Morton with a 3 from Dullard to get to within 3. And now Morton, after the Railer turnover on the charge by Bobby, have a chance to draw a little bit closer here on a Wednesday night. And a foul, a quick hand check foul is whistled on Podbelsic. And you know, that's one of the things we've talked about before the first game off air, was that's one of the points of emphasis for the officials this year, is to watch the hand checking.
And he really watched it close, too, on that one. Jeez.
So quickly, Podbelsic has picked up his third, and so now you can see that the thinking going on the bench is Coach Alexander wondering, do I get Pod out? Do I let him stay a little bit longer?
Well, I think he's thinking about how long I'm going to give it to that official if he calls another one like that.
Trapped by Podbelsic and blocking, it's thrown away. So once again, whether it's Gavin and Max, Will and Gavin, we saw one from Horsham and Conradi. The traps have really given Morton a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and the nice thing to see, we've been aggressive in the traps too. It's not just the trapping and we're staying off of them a couple of a foot or so. We're right on them and making Morton do something with the basketball. 6.5
to go. High post looking out for someone in the corner. In the corner is Podbelsic. He fires a 3, and they're going to say no shot. They're going to have a foul underneath and running through the screen that Bobby was sitting. So good job by Edward standing in the way of that one.
Yeah, we've had some good open looks too. The other night, Jeff, we were making those, and tonight we've had some open ones, and we haven't been able to knock them down.
Leibel picks up the foul. That'll be his second. Trying to clear Podbelsic for a 3. Bobby sets the screen, and they ran right over Edward. They try and run the same play again. Gavin hands off to Will. Will, top of the key, flips over to Max. Max working against Dullard. Bobby jumper on the way. That's up and good.
Bobby's got a nice looking shot from the perimeter too. Very good arc, nice rotation. He holds the follow through at a nice period of time and really has looked good shooting the basketball here in the first couple games of the season.
Railer laid back to 6 as Bobby hits his second 3 of the night. 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Dullard works against the Railer pressure. Olden there at the top. He tries to reach in. He and Max trying to take it away from Morsch. Tried to get a screen. Weibel. Again, Morton not finding anything inside.
No, they really have been pretty much perimeter oriented so far in the game and really haven't gotten a lot going at all. He stepped on the foot line. Yeah, he stepped on the line.
As Weibel tried to go by Bobby, and I think what didn't help his matters is Block and one of the other kids from Morton got tangled up underneath, and so as he was trying to go down, Gavin had stood up already, but his teammate wasn't there, and so it's kind of hard to pass it or get it to somebody if they're not there for you.
No, they've had trouble. And again, they go back down to the corner, and the Railers do a good job of being aggressive on the trap.
Bobby, top of the key, firing for 3, hitting for 3.
Again, the best place to shoot it, right at the top of the key, and Edwards got the hot hand right now, and the Railers are finding him.
And we've got a timeout that's being taken by Morton. It's just a 30-second timeout, so again, we will keep it here. 4:48 to go in the third quarter. Josh Komnick alongside. This is Jeff Benjamin. And it's interesting when fans watch a game, whether at home or here in person, and coaches call timeouts, I always think they're talking about offense. But it certainly looks, we've gotten used to it with Coach Alexander. It seems that Coach Brown was more upset about where somebody should have been defensively. Yeah. That's why you take the timeout there.
Well, and he's a little upset about trying to find Bowlby, where he's at, and maybe they're trying to switch the screens, or I'm not sure what their defensive plan is, but obviously something that they're doing on that end was not right, because he was, I think it's a culmination of things they're going, or he's a little upset about getting guys to stay out in the corner and quit turning the ball over, because that's really been the nemesis right now for Morton. Turnovers are 13 so far for Morton, and it's not like it's been in a different assortment of variety of turnovers. It's mainly going down the corner and throwing the ball away.
Well, just like Monday night when Minor hit 3 after 3 after 3 in the third quarter because the Railer defense just lost him. Now it's turned around, and Bowlby, like you just said, is in the same situation.
Yeah, and you also want to try and stop a run, too.
And a blocking foul is going to be whistled on Gavin as he tried to stop Dullard from going baseline. That'll be the first on the 6'5" sophomore. Ben Miller checking back in for Morton as Weston Fuke, the 6'10" senior, will take a seat.
Really, he's not been a big post presence either. He's gotten 2 points on a post play that they had earlier on in the first half, but for being 6'10", they have not used him a whole lot.
4:20 to go. Railers on top, 22-13. We are in the third quarter at Roy S. Anderson. Again, Gavin and Bowlby do a nice job. Ball tipped away by Olin. Somehow ends up in the hands of Morton. Laying up, missed it. Missed another opportunity. Max with the defensive rebound. Ahead quickly to Podbelsic. Will tries to drive baseline. Kicks over in the corner to Joey. Max is open. Doesn't take the shot. Drives in. Olin, 3 on the way. Rims out.
Nice.
Ball tipped around. Loose on the floor. Olin down there. 2 Morton players. And we've got a timeout taken by the Railers as Joey was sliding over just a 30. And I tell you what, Josh, I know you've got to show possession. That was pretty close possession, but a good job by the coaching staff to keep that possession.
We hadn't called one all game, and any possession as the game has gone on is going to be important. But right there, the Railers push the basketball up. Max gets it ahead by a pass. Podbelsic goes baseline, passes over to Joey, and we get it in. It's just a quicker pace, more enjoyable watch. We get a better shot, a good wide open shot, rather than just walking the ball or jogging the ball down the court. This team has got enough ball handlers and enough guys that with basketball sense that we can push the ball a little bit more than what we're doing.
.353 to go. Railers on top, 22-13. We see that Tyler Horsham has checked in. He's replaced Max Cook, so Max getting his first rest of the season. Max is going to be a tired young man, as are all of these guys by Saturday night. Podbelsic probes the defense, kicks it back out now to block. 3.5 to go, third quarter. Railers on top by 9. High post. Here comes Bowlby in the corner. He's going to fire off another 3. It's up. Back rim, no. Rebound, loose ball. And we've got a foul coming from the outside official. And are they going to get one of the Railers for that one?
Yeah, Gavin. I didn't think he was. He was around the basketball, but it looked like it might have been Todd, if anybody. But Gavin picks up his second. One thing that we've seen is more so far here in the first 2 games is the Railers going after offensive boards. Right there, 2 guys going after the boards, and usually in the past we've seen a Railer shot, and most of the 4 guys are running back toward the other end.
Bowlby out. Austin Cruz back in for Lincoln. They've been stuck at 22-13 for a while. Swinford to Morsch, top of the key. Starkey. Again, Morton's been very deliberate, as Josh has pointed out. Offensively, maybe a little challenged at this point due to injuries and graduation. Doing the best they can, and right now they assume that a low-scoring game is their best bet. A jumper from about 10 feet by Weibel is left short, no good. Gavin trying to get the ball across the timeline. He'll flip it to Olin, and Joey will take care of that. Will's going to drive, flips it over in the corner to Olin. Tyler spots for 3, off to the right, no good. Gavin had the rebound, tried to tip it away. And then we've got an offensive foul. No, are they not calling that offense? Are calling on Tyler?
Wow.
Boy, it looked to me that there was an arm that was raised and Tyler caught one up high, but Horsham's going to be whistled for the foul. I tell you, Josh, that one I certainly thought Tyler was in the right spot. And Tyler, as you said, is a big kid, but Tyler's feeling that one.
Yeah, and you're supposed to give room for that offensive guy to come down, but I thought he had plenty of room and plenty of steps. And Tyler stood in there, and he took a licking and didn't come up on the positive end of it either.
2.5 to go, third quarter. Railers hanging on to that 22-13 advantage. Looking for win number 1 on the year and win number 499 for Coach Neil Alexander here at Lincoln High School alone. Morsch, watched by Olden. Over to Dullard. He brings it back center.
Yeah.
And we got a foul underneath as Cruz and Miller were fighting down low.
Yeah.
And the outside official caught Morton doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, really what he was doing is almost boxing out Cruz and was holding him with his feet while Cruz was doing a good job working his tail off to get around the big guy, and he was holding him off. Good call by the official, and a good work by Cruz too, just fighting his tail off to try and get around him, and it paid dividends.
Because if you just stand there and let him do it, the official's not going to notice it.
No.
1:50 to go, 22-13. Horsham on the left wing. High post to Gavin. Gavin looking, turns with the dribble against Dullard. Thought about pulling up from 15, now gets back to Olden. Ball back in Block's hands. Gavin with the spin. Kicks it over to Podbelsic, corner 3, left it way short. Podbelsic and Olden go for it, they collide, and Morton comes out of there with it. And then it's stolen away by Joey Olden. Another turnover. And Austin saves it from going into the backcourt. Again, one of those moments where the Railers need to just settle. Yeah. A little chaotic right now.
Get your feet set. Joey did a good job of using his hands. Joey's got very good reaction time, and he's very good at that point. He not only had the tip, but was able to recover it himself.
We tick down to 1 minute on the third quarter clock here at Roy S. Anderson. Railers still up 22-13. Austin at the high post, turns. There's Will. Will's going to drive in. Tried to bounce it down, but as they say, I thought it was off of Morsch, but they're going to say last touch by the Railers. And we've got a foul out high.
Foul on Morton. I thought he called out of bounds.
Because the official on the baseline was pointing towards Morton. Max will check it back in. Joey Olden will take a seat.
Yeah, good stretch for Joey to stretch out to. You get 49 seconds here left in the quarter, plus you get the in-between quarters, so a good rest for Joey. We'll need it.
45 seconds to go, so after the confusion of is it out of bounds, is it a foul, the Railers have it. Up 9, 40 seconds to go in the third. Horsham. Work it around the corner to Cruz. Back now to Max Cook. Max flips to Tyler. Gotta believe the Railers are going to hold for one.
Yeah, working around. The Railers doing a nice job. Crisp passing and a good cutting.
Gavin between the circles now backs up near the timeline. Down to 16 seconds. Railers going to look for a good one. Maybe try and find Horsham coming out in the corner for a 3. Or somebody else trying to get loose. Tyler down to 5. Got to look for something now. Will's going to drive baseline, balls loose, lost on the ground, picked up by Morton, and they're just going to let the quarter expire. At the end of 3, it is Lincoln 22, Morton 13. We'll be back with our fourth quarter in 60 seconds. You're listening